What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another MD Fish Tanks not build video, adding fish video. I've done this loads of times now, haven't I? But I haven't done it loads of times with this tank behind me. I mean, this has been set up for quite a while now, and it's at a stage where it's so settled that we can definitely add new fish to it. Now in the hobby, it's one of the most exciting things to do, isn't it? Going to the fish shop and getting those new fish. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But first of all, there's a lot that needs doing to the tank. Loads has changed, loads has grown. The fish as well, oh, they're looking exquisite. Mwah. I mean, just take a look. It's looking crazy, isn't it? Hello guys. Hello, look, the fish are insane. I absolutely love rainbow fish now, and that is why I've decided to get more, because to start with I was like, well, let me just keep a few in this tank, but now I know it's matured, we could definitely add another group of something else. Now I'm not going for anything random or like stuff people haven't seen before with the new fish. I'm gonna go for some, I've had them before myself and I absolutely love them. They're an absolute classic, many people's favorite. Look at that big old male there, look at him. What a beaut. He's just the boss of the tank, that one. Now, not to forget as well, we've also got all our cories in here. And to be honest, I could probably pick up a few more to add. Not the same kind. If I was going to get more cories, in fact, we can't even see them. Let me get some food in and that'll bring them out. Right, I know the question on all of your lips. MD, how is everything in your tanks looking so green, no algae anywhere? What's the secret? And I will in no way hold out on you, and that is why today's video is sponsored by API and Aquarian. Many of you know I've been working with these guys for a long time now, and honestly, in terms of like setting up tanks and maintaining them, these 5 items here are an absolute must. I mean, they do a massive range of different stuff, API, as many of you know, and a test kit as well, hang on, and a master test kit as well. These 6 items, I would suggest that you need them. Like when I'm setting up a tank, root tab straight away in the bottom, that's going to provide long-term nutrients. When I do water changes, sticking in the leaf zone, and also if I look around I can see deficiencies like yellowing of the plants. Leaf zone, bang, we're back in business. CO2 booster, I mean, I use this to treat algae. It's a glutaraldehyde, I put it in a syringe, like it buzzes off the algae in no time at all. Aqua Essential, every time we do water changes, detoxifies the water, basically takes out all the ammonia, ammonium, nitrites. It just makes your water like good. It's a cheat code. This stuff's like a cheat code. Quick start, as many of you know, I set up a lot of tanks, put this in straight away, never get any fish losses at all. I don't know exactly how it works, apart from the fact that there's like beneficial bacteria in here and that fixes stuff. In a new aquarium, harmful ammonia and nitrite buildup from fish waste. Fish don't die, awesome for starting a tank. And then as you're ongoing, especially again with new tanks, I test every day just to make sure, but never any problems. And if you ever see anything going wrong in your tank, test kits, you need it. And then we've got Aquarian fish food. I use this stuff all the time. I'm gonna be using it throughout this video as well. Except for the algae wafers, I use those for plecos in the other tanks. Back to the video. Right, here is what I use. It's the sinking pellet here from Aquarian. This stuff is brilliant. I pretty much use this for everything, to be honest now. Dump that down there. There we go, a little pinch. I've only got a few there. Watch this though, I'll put them this side, they'll go in the flow. To be honest, the rainbow's gonna try and pick most of them up. Will any go down? Yeah, there we go, there's some down there, some down there. The rainbows actually travel around the tank and pick up food from every area. They do like to pick it off the top and do that sort of doof, doof, but they also will scavenge on the bottom as well. That's what I've noticed, because to start with I didn't realise that. They'll always choose to get it in the sort of top part of the water or right on the very top, but afterwards they will go down to the bottom. Here we go, here come the cories. So I guess that they can sense, as soon as I put that food in the water, they can sense that there's food there, and they always tend to know to come here because this is where it collects in the flow. Just you on your own at the moment, mate, to be honest. Any more for any more? Anyone? I'll tell you what, most of those actually got eaten by the rainbow, so let's just stick some more in. There we go, loads on the top, and it falls in this corner. Come on, where's the rest of you? Oh, we've got another one coming around this side I just saw. There's one there, there's a second one is there as well. Come around, come and have a look. All the food is over here. Oh, I found them all. What are you all doing back there? Come to the front. There's a passageway that goes right round all of this. Oh, let me zoom out. It goes from that back area and it loops around here. So we'll probably see them come around in a minute. They're just probably some just went down in that little gap and they're just picking those out. But they'll know, they'll come forward. It's worth the wait because they're so beautiful. Okay, here we go. Now they're coming forwards. They've made their way around that little pathway that I said they would. So there's 4 there. There's one lonesome soul over here. Poor little fella. Although there's another one just back there coming in now. So there is a total of about 10 I think I picked in here. So there's plenty more to come forwards. I mean, fingers crossed anyway. But look, these are Venezuelan cories. Look at the oranges. So they're sifting through that sand now and they are looking for those little pellets and obviously finding them because they seem pretty content, don't they? So yeah, look, the fish are great. All the plants are doing great. They're doing a little too great, to be honest. Need to give them another trim back, and I think that's probably a good idea to do now before we get the fish and put them in. Because of course, even though the moss, for instance, is looking so good, even that still needs trimming, because if we don't keep on top of that now, it will go like to the point where it's so thick that the underparts of it will start, underparts? Is that the right word? It will start to rot from the inside out. So you've got to keep it short enough so that it's still getting nutrients and light. I think that right there is probably about the limit of where you want to have your moss thickness, I would say anyway. And there we go, look, we can now sort of see the difference. I mean, it just looks like a little carpet, doesn't it? Versus there's the untrimmed. So you can see there is a good, I don't know, ½ an inch taken off of there. And if we keep it like that, then it should stay good. It's so hard to keep track of where you're at though in terms of thickness, but I'll try and do my best with it. Okay, now for the rest of it. And there we go with that look. It looks like so lush, doesn't it? Look at that. You could definitely sleep on that. Now, some people have said before in the past, they've commented, you must be using CO2. You can't get moss like that without CO2. I mean, there's no CO2, guys. There's just, all it is that little internal filter there, blowing some water around. That's it. Now, I do have good water. I mean, it's not amazing or anything. It's not that different from the rest of the UK. It should be possible for you guys to do this. Just regular trimming is basically what it is. I started off on this wood with clumps tied to the wood all the way across it, and then it just grew, trim, and eventually it all interlocks in this way. And we've got a good amount of light coming down here with the 320 watt LED floodlights. Now the trick is to be able to get high lighting without getting algae in a no CO2 system. It's a fine balance, but you can, tinker with it and play with it. I was lucky with this one. It was just the right amount and the right height. If it wasn't, I might have had to have diffused some of the light somehow because I can't dim these, obviously. It's just from experience, I kind of knew that was a really good height for the lighting, and as a result, we've got all this beautiful growth. And to be honest, that's also the same over here, see, with the African aquarium. Look at how good the growth is. We haven't got mosses and that all on this scape, but it's a lot of other plants. And again, the light's about the same height. A little bit higher I went because those are 30 watt instead of 20. I went for 2 30s. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So shortly I'm going to need to trim the stems as well. They're just at the surface now, and I think that's going to look really, really good for adding the fish and all of that. So in another episode or something, I'll just trim all of the stems off. It's going to be so hard for me to do because it just looks great, doesn't it? But it has to be done. I've just noticed something really cute as well. I looked over to the side, and my betta fish is sleeping. Well, I hope he's sleeping. Yeah, he's sleeping. I was going to tap to wake him, but look, he's gone underneath that little leaf, staying perfectly still. Oh, no. Stay still. Go to sleep. Shh. Shh. But as said, the tank's doing great, so we can definitely add more fish, and in my opinion, it's not going to be like detrimental at all to the whole ecosystem thing we've got going there. Again, remember, I'm not doing water changes on this tank. Haven't done, well, I don't even know how long now. It just ticks along, and I top it up. So if it's doing that and their plants are looking healthy, there's no need to start, doing big water changes just for the sake of it, isn't there? Anyway, let's now go to my favourite fish store. We're going to see Matt. He's got some rainbows in for me, and they can be sold today. They've been in quarantine. They're all ready to go. There he is. I've not seen you forever.
Afternoon, maybe. I've lost track of today.
I am here for
Dwarf rainbow fish.
Dwarf rainbow fish. No, we're not telling them yet.
What rainbow?
They're new in, aren't they?
Yeah.
All booties. Yes, Matthew.
So yeah, we
good size, isn't they?
They're chunky. Yeah, we flipped the sign round yesterday to say they're off sale because, yeah, they were. We didn't have many left. They've been selling really quickly.
Okay, oh, crikey. Okay, so like I said to the audience, you've had them in, you've watched them.
Yeah.
Been in your tanks are all treated anyway, aren't they? So
Yeah.
they're basically good to go, aren't they?
They've been in, I reckon, must be 3 weeks now.
Oh my goodness, I'm seeing males, females.
Yeah, there's a definite good little group of mixtures in there.
So yeah, like males are the ones with red fins, aren't they?
That's it, yeah.
And then females are yellow fins. It's like the easiest sexing ever, isn't it?
So simple on those guys. And girls.
Oh, that one's really red, isn't it? Like, proper dominant one there.
Really smart. Yeah, that
Sweet.
edging to them is beautiful.
What do you reckon though? Did you save all those ones for me, yeah?
Well, we took the sign round just because, yeah.
I think that's a good group as well because it's the 4-foot tank.
Yeah.
And oh yes, that's gonna look so good. So I've just said to Matt, should we talk a little bit about the fish for anyone who doesn't know much about them? I mean, they're not exactly exotic, are they?
No.
And then he said they're blue.
They swim.
So yeah, I'm just wondering, like, for people who haven't kept them before, are they best in the community? Can you keep them in the community first of all? I mean, technically I am because it's a rainbow community.
Yeah, so they're not very nippy at all in any way. They're really peaceful. They tend to get on with most things. Obviously, they get a little bit chunkier, so you wouldn't want to keep them with your real dwarf species, sort of things like the mosquito rasboras. No. But yeah, in a standard sort of community tank with your tetras or with your medium-sized tetras, they're a perfect addition, really.
Okay, so like I'm mixing them with rainbows. Can I go with any rainbow?
Yeah, so they shouldn't, in theory, well, if you're worried about them crossbreeding, in theory the dwarf ones shouldn't crossbreed with anything else because they're not really closely related enough, I wouldn't have thought, to things like the Bozeman's or things like that. So yeah, you can mix them in with most community tanks, like especially a rainbow community, because they just add, there's not many that are the same shape as a normal rainbow, but smaller. A lot of those rainbows do get quite chunky. There's very few dwarf species that are that shape.
Sweet. Okay, so how many have we got there?
For a 11?
Is that a good group, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Or is that too many, or what do you reckon?
No, I think that'd be a good size. You've got a big enough tank there to have a nice shoal of them buzzing around. So I wouldn't have thought, a good group of 10 or more would be perfect in there, really.
Ideal. Okay, now bag them up. Please. I forgot to say please.
I'm going to comment that.
Manners maketh the man.
I'm going to comment that. I'm going to say, you didn't say please. So I would... In the next hour.
Yes. So we are back from the fish shop. I've got the fish here. I'm going to put them in the top to temperature acclimate. Then I'm just going to release them straight in. The water in this is absolutely perfect. It's probably better than my water. I know the shop. I know their procedures. I know that they, UV sterilize everything. There's treatments in there all the time. It's probably actually really good for the rest of the tank with the amount of treatments probably in this water. So yeah, I'm just going to lay them in like this to temperature acclimate. I'm going to turn the light off as well. Probably should have done that first, but they'll be all right for a second. Quick. So it's now been 20 minutes. The fish are nicely settled. Let's open up the bag and pull them in. I'm really interested to see if they group with all of the other rainbow fish or if they stay in their own little section. I mean, they are the same fish, kind of. They're similar size at the moment as well. So hopefully they'll get along fine. Surely they will. Let me just set you up on the tripod here. There we go. This way we'll be able to capture as they all sort of come in. Okay, here we go. I'm opening up the bag. Oh, come out the way, fishies. Scissors coming through. Right, release the fish. Go, 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 go. All of you, all of you. Whoa. Sweet. Okay, so they've hidden straight away. So the first thing they've done, look, is they've gone into this section at the back, which is absolutely fine. I mean, if that's where they feel safe and secure, but you can already see the blue on them sort of coming through, can't you? Versus these guys. These guys have got a blue hint as well, but it's nowhere near as vibrant. Oh, look, one of them's coming forward. You are the brave one. That's a male. And they're all sort of starting to mingle together. Okay, I'm going to step back a bit. Just give them a little bit of time, and I think they'll all come out. That's a great shot, though, isn't it? Look at that. What an absolutely stunning look to this tank. So it's the next day now, guys, and last night, just after I put them in, it was the end of the day, the lights went out, and basically all the neons went and hid. Now I've come in this morning, they were hiding first of all, but as you can see now, they're starting to come forward. I've got a good little pocket of females here, no males for some reason, I don't know why. And the rest are hiding in this little back section. I want to be able to get them all out though, so I'm Maybe we can coax them out with a bit of feeding. And as I've said that, look, there's more and more coming forward. Again, still only the females though. I don't know what's going on there. The males are tucked in that gap back there. Can't actually see it at the moment, but we've got way more than we're actually seeing at the moment. That's odd though, isn't it? Is that normal, females to be a lot more sort of okay with everything? Oh, there we go, there's the males. No, not you guys. Back. There we go, they're just hiding in that little gap. Come on then, right, let's get some food in. So we're going to use some of the Aquarian tropical flakes. I use these across the board for everything, and fish love them. They don't foul the water, and they're eaten up so fast. Right, watch this. Now, I train my fish, as many of you know, so tap, 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 tap. All the old group of rainbows know what that means, look, and they're poised and ready to go. So just literally just sprinkle a load on the top, and they'll start doing their thing. They normally dart to the surface as soon as I take my hand away. Go guys, get your food. Look, they're all waiting for it to fall. It's all starting to fall down now. I love it when they dart to the surface like that as well. It sort of disturbs it and then makes more and more food come down, and then it's like a chain reaction and everyone starts eating. Awesome. Okay, here we go now. Some of the flake is starting to fall down and I've stepped back, so the fish should be going for it. There we go, we're starting to get a lot more action now. It's almost like the old fish are just so sort of confused by the new ones. I just see some males. I just saw some males in that group there. Oh, they're all starting to pick up. The good thing about a flake is that it sits on the surface until it gets disturbed by like the fish going up and nabbing at it, and then that starts to bring it down. It's almost like a time release, because some fish like to get stuff as it's falling. Rainbow seems to be one of those. A few dart to the surface and just pick some off, and then it starts putting more down. To be honest, I didn't put a lot in there. I'm going to put in a bit more. And then do that, look, there we go, right, step back, here they go, whoa, look at the speed. Once they know, they're going for it. I'd love to see more of the males coming forwards. Come on guys, where are you? Yum, 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 yum. Also, it's going to be a really good idea, I think, to refeed the cories again now. They're all starting to come forward because they know that there's a flake in the water. Well, they don't know it's a flake, obviously, but they know there's food in the water column, and they'll be looking everywhere for their pellets. Look, yeah, they've come to their usual spot. Let's put some of those in as well. La, 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 here you go, cories. Look at that. I mean, the rainbows love the pellets as well. They sort of, they love both, to be honest. They're not picky eaters at all, these rainbow fish. Here we are from a different perspective. That's where the males are, look, at the back. Are you guys going to come out? Stop being wimps. Everyone's your friend here. But I tell you what, I do have to say, I'm absolutely loving that there's more action going on. I don't think there's enough rainbows before. To be honest, I probably want more now, but I think we'll just settle for these at the moment. Male in the middle I can see here. They get skittish of me. What's going on? Like, females just not bothered. The ladies love me. No. But yeah, all the OG rainbow fish look just absolutely fine. Like, I can put my hands up to the tank. In fact, these are following my hands. Oh, there's a male. Lovely male at the front. There we go, look. There's one of the really nice males. Oh, back you go. What are you doing? Absolutely fine out in the front here until I like pick up the camera. Nope, I don't like the camera. Very camera shy, this one.
All my mountains and the seas, all I need.